Reminded this past week, Elizabeth Taylor was married 8 times in all, twice to fellow actor Richard Burton. 41 years ago, 6 years into their first marriage, Taylor and Burton sat down for an interview on 60 Minutes with CBS News correspondent Charles Collingwood. Here's part of it.
If you were so devoted to each other, as I think you are, what about all these rows? You can't pick up a movie magazine or anything about Liz and Dick battling?
No, I must say we enjoy fighting. I think that fighting with somebody you love and are really sure of, and if you're really sure of yourself in your love, I think having a fight, an out-and-out, outrageous, ridiculous fight, is one of the greatest exercises in marital togetherness. I think
especially if you have no really weak points.
Oh, I see.
You see, you do not attack the weak points. They're perfectly obvious in Elizabeth and myself. So when I insult Elizabeth, which I frequently do, I do not attack that soft spot in the underbelly. And when she attacks me, double chins.
You bloody well have.
Yeah, she's got a slightly fat belly. I never use
I've got his pock marks, you know.
We've always had, of course, the enormous problem, Elizabeth and myself, of my being essentially a stage actor and Elizabeth a film actress. And so we frequently have lovely quarrels about that.
Burton was a respected British dramatic actor before turning to movies.
We'll make this our beginning. Beginning with tonight.
He and Taylor met while filming Cleopatra in the early 60s. Both were married at the time, she to singer Eddie Fisher, he to actress Sybil Williams. Taylor had earlier, at age 27, decided to convert to Judaism.
He's a professional Welshman. Does that get on your nerves sometimes?
Well, I'm a professional Jew, so, you know, it's a good contest.
I once remember telling...
I mean, after all, we do have Jesus Christ, don't we? And he doesn't. He's claimed it. But he hasn't convinced me yet.
Jesus Christ was unquestionably Welsh. But anyway...
Elizabeth Taylor had 4 children from 3 of her marriages. They came of age during the 60s and 70s, the era of flower power, hippies, and marijuana.
You two are parents, and very devoted ones, as far as I watched you with your children. What do you think about the problem of this modern world and all the changes that it's bringing to children? Something wrong with the younger generation, Elizabeth?
Oh, Godler, I don't know. But I think my kids are on a right track. My oldest son, 17, he's been hippie hunted down. He has long hair. I like hair. He looks beautiful.
But do you mean people insult him, or?
Oh, they insult him. They say, "Hey, girly," and you know, tag a tug on a scarf or something.
Not at all girly.
Oh boy, one doesn't have to worry about that.
He's the very opposite. As a matter of fact, he might exceed my particular capacity in that sense.
What do you tell him about things like pot, which all these kids experiment with?
How can I say to my son or my children, you can't go out and smoke pot? I have said it, by the way. When we go out and have martinis, and we know that that is killing our livers, and when we are smoking cigarettes, and we know that we might die of cancer, the one thing that really does terrify me for young people is LSD, the hard drugs.
But in a sense, both of you identify with young people. Those symbols you're wearing around your neck, isn't that a peace or a love symbol?
It seems to work because we haven't quarreled for at least 48 hours.
Stick around.
Taylor and Burton lived their lives in the headlines, and perhaps few events grabbed more of them than his purchase of the 69-carat Cartier diamond as a present for her in 1969. It cost him $1 million.
You give each other a lot of presents. You're always giving Elizabeth presents like that bit of ice cube you have on your finger there, dear?
Oh, it's to keep me cool.
That's a beauty. That's the big one, isn't it?
It's not small, is it?
No.
But inevitably, the talk turned back to the movies and the real prize, the Academy Award.
Richard, you're nominated for an Oscar this year. How many nominations have you had?
This is the 6th.
If you give yourself to me, this whole kingdom will turn round you. Whatever you wanted for anyone, knighthoods, revenues, you shall dispose of them exactly as you please.
Do you think that that this role in Anne of a Thousand Days is the best one he's done in films and the one most deserving of an Oscar?
No.
Which do you think was his best one?
I think Virginia Woolf, because it was so opposite to his personality.
Well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go around braying at everyone all night the way you do?
I don't pray.
All right, then. Don't bray.
Because he had to be dominated by the woman, me.
You make me puke.
What?
You make me puke.
It wasn't a very nice thing to say, Martha.
That wasn't what?
A very nice thing to say.
Oh, I like your anger. I think that's what I like about you most. Your anger.
Do you think he dominates you?
Joking.
In your real life?
Charles, you've got to be kidding.
Richard?
He sure does.
Do you think that you dominate?
No, I think that, no, I don't. I would say offhand that when the bludgeon is out, which Elizabeth employs with remarkable efficacy, that I'm afraid I have to withdraw. I think that if there is a henpeck around the place, it's me.
Oh, Mamma Mia.
Getting back to the Oscars, do you think that it usually happens that the best performer or the best of whatever category is the one who gets it?
I won it the first time for a film called Butterfield 8, and I went on the record for a long time saying that I thought the film stunk, and I still do.
You couldn't match what I've already turned down. 180-foot yacht in French Riviera, Van Goghs in every room, genuine type Van Goghs, paid for by this man with pocket money.
I don't think I was particularly good in it, but I'd had pneumonia and had my throat cut open, tracheotomy, and I won that year. And I had some really hot competition, some really superb actresses, and I won that year.
Sympathy.
I think it was. I think it was sympathy.
In fact, she nearly died of pneumonia that year. Throughout her life, Taylor faced down many serious illnesses. She underwent at least 20 major operations, all the while appearing on television, Broadway, and in more than 50 movies. For work in films, Taylor won 2 Oscars. For Butterfield 8, as we just heard, and for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Why is it that people really want an Oscar? What does it do for an actor?
Well, I don't know. The mystique, I think, of the Oscar is very strange. Nobody quite knows what it is. It's part sentiment, it's part affection, it's part of the business, of course, which was, in a sense, created here, right here in Hollywood.
And it's given to you. Sorry for interrupting. It's given to you, awarded to you by your peers.
She's a mere child.
But you would get a child by her if you could.
But not by you, it seems, except a useless girl. Mind your tongue, or I'll have you sent from court to cool your temper, madam.
I won't ask you whether you think you're going to win, because that would be unfair.
Oh, he's already, I can tell you.
What?
As far as he's concerned, he's already lost. I mean, if anybody could make a loser's speech, he's already made it. I mean, mentally, Richard doesn't think he's going to get it.
Do you think he should?
I sure do.
Richard Burton did not win an Oscar for Anne of the Thousand Days or any other movie he made before dying in 1984 of a cerebral hemorrhage. As for Elizabeth Taylor, she received a 3rd honorary Oscar in 1993 for her humanitarian work. That same year, she became the youngest actor ever to receive a Life Achievement Award from the American Film Institute. They said she is everything we desire in a movie star, actress and icon, beauty and brain, image and substance. Now for